ladies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aisha. I'm a certified trauma-informed coach and manifestation guide, and today's video is about persistence with an analogy that I really hope will help you grasp what we mean by persistence and how to persist even when the circumstances are not exactly what you're hoping for. If you're noticing movement, and what that movement means and how to respond to the movement. If you're getting a little trickle of your manifestation coming in, you're seeing signs of your manifestation coming in, this is all that I'm going to cover in this video. So first and foremost, if you have not yet subscribed, if you could please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon in the corner to be notified when I post. This month has been so full of lessons that are rich and deep and exciting for me to share, both lessons based on my experience and what I am implementing and what has worked for me, as well as things that I'm trying myself, things that I'm discovering along my manifestation journey, and revelations that clients and people I've worked with have had. Next month is also going to be very impactful. Impact is actually something that I've been really thinking about, I've really been investing in. So once we finish this September challenge, the 30-day challenge, I'm going to start being really intentional with the video lessons and going deeper on a deeper level, on a more impactful level, with a more intentional expression of how I give these lessons, and giving you more demonstrations and giving you more examples and illustrations to help you conceptualize manifestation, so that it's not just the same repetitive speeches that you hear from every other manifestation channel, but we're really going to the root of what this process means, getting to the most basic components of manifestation to really grasp and really conceptualize everything so that you can implement it and get real results. That is my intention for next month, and I'm already starting by doing these video lessons this month, so thank you for tuning in. And I intend that this video is going to be incredibly impactful to help you understand persistence, to help you understand how to respond to circumstances, and to understand the concept of movement and birds before land and the signs as your manifestation is coming into fruition. So the other day, my husband and I went to an ice cream shop, and there were some new flavors on the menu, and I was like sampling them, and I have my favorite flavor. Most of the time when I go get ice cream, I'm like a salted caramel type of person. That's my go-to. But I decided, let me try something different. Let me sample something that I normally don't get. And I tried a couple of spoonfuls, and one was like, oh, I don't know about this. And the next one was like, okay, this is kind of good, but maybe I'll try this instead. And it came back to me today. Those samples that I was trying, those spoonfuls of ice cream, were kind of like birds before land before I got the ice cream. So the intention, the desire, was to get a cone of ice cream that was enjoyable, that tasted good, that satisfied my sweet craving. That was the full manifestation, is leaving the shop with an ice cream cone. But in the process of that unfolding, I tried different flavors, and they were almost what I wanted. They were almost what I was desiring. They were almost fulfilling. They were almost there, and some of them were closer than others, and some of them I was like, that's a definite no, I don't want that flavor. And the thing is, I didn't get discouraged and walk out of the shop because the first spoonful of ice cream I sampled was not good. I didn't give up after 2 samples, deciding that maybe that's not what I want. I didn't even give up after 3 samples. And by the end of it, I had consumed so much sugar that it was like a big old sugar rush. But that's besides the point. Is I persisted. I could have said, oh, this first spoonful of ice cream sucks. This ice cream shop is trash. I'm leaving. And I could have been frustrated, and I could have been really upset that I didn't get what I wanted the first time I tried. But instead, I persisted. Instead, I said, no, I really want a satisfying ice cream cone. I really want to experience that. That is my desire. That is how I want to experience the world right now. I want to have that moment. I want to enjoy the flavors and get that little sweet fix, and I want to have a smile on my face, and I want to walk down the street with my ice cream cone and just have a good day. So my intention allowed me to persist. My desire allowed me to persist, even though the circumstance, the trying of the different flavors before the full manifestation of finally picking a flavor that I was satisfied with, even before that, I just continued to believe I'm gonna find a flavor that I like. I'm going to have that ice cream cone. Nothing discouraged me from continuing to try flavors until I found the one I wanted to leave the store with. In the same way that that experience could have discouraged me, I could have given it the meaning of, this ice cream shop is just not good, I don't like anything on the menu, and I could have left, but instead I chose to persist. Reacting and responding to your circumstances is exactly the same way. So if you see progress with your specific person, if you're starting to get texts that are more of the behaviors you want to see, it can feel really good or it can feel discouraging. You can focus on the fact that you're getting movement, or you can be so absorbed in the fact that you're observing movement that isn't your full manifestation, that you walk away, that you proverbially or metaphorically leave the ice cream shop and just give up on your desire completely. And that's what will make or break your manifestations. That's why persistence matters. If I stopped at 3 samples of ice cream and left, I never would have walked away with my desire. I would have had to keep persisting somewhere else, or I would have just given up on the desire altogether and never would have gotten my little sweet treat. So when the circumstances are showing you not your full manifestation, when they're showing you maybe the most unpleasant experience, right? One of those bites of ice cream I took was just not the flavor for me. I will never try it again. It was not appealing. It was really kind of funky. It was like this weird appley sorbet flavor. I don't know. It didn't scratch the itch for me. And in fact, it almost made me lose my appetite for the ice cream. But my desire was stronger. My desire to persist until I found a flavor I liked was stronger than the dissatisfaction I felt when my circumstances in the 3D were not showing me my desire. And that's how you have to respond when the circumstances are showing you the opposite, when they're showing you something you don't want to experience. Instead of giving all of your power to that negative circumstance, instead of putting all of your emotional energy into how bad that was of an experience or how dissatisfying that experience was, you continue to persist in the direction of, I know I'm going to walk out with what I want. I know I'm going to have my desire. I know that my wish will be fulfilled. So I'm going to keep going. And even though it can be difficult sometimes to navigate those emotions, obviously, if we're talking about having ice cream, that's not as stressful as dealing with conflict at work. That's not as stressful or painful as dealing with heartbreak. That is not as stressful or emotional as dealing with health issues. I recognize that fully. But the principle remains the same. If you want your desire, you cannot quit. If you want your ice cream cone, you cannot leave the shop and simultaneously have your ice cream cone. If you quit on selecting the reality that you desire, you won't have the reality you desire. If you walk away before your manifestation comes to full fruition, you won't have your manifestation. You won't. There is no way to be in both worlds at the same time. There is no way to have what you want and give up on your desire. And so when you're feeling triggered, when you are feeling that stress, that tension, that push of resistance in your 3D circumstances, give it the meaning that this is just part of the process of unfolding. This doesn't mean anything. I don't have to give power to it. Just because I'm getting a spoonful of ice cream that does not taste how I want it to taste doesn't mean that I can't leave the shop with a spoonful of ice cream that is so delicious and so fulfilling and so enticing that puts a smile on my face and fulfills me in this moment. Don't give the circumstances power over you. Instead, assign the meaning that this is part of the birds before land. This is part of the bridge of events unfolding for you, the bridge of incidents, as Neville used to say. Let it be part of the unfolding. Let it be part of the story. Let it be the part of the story that's leading up to the point in time that you get to experience your full desire. And that's it. It's simple. It's simple to choose that it means nothing, that it doesn't mean you're not going to get your specific person. It doesn't mean that you're not going to reach your health goals. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get that promotion or that raise. Don't give it the power over your internal reality. Give it the meaning in your story that you want to give it. And keep trying the flavors. Even if you see a lot of what you don't want, all that is doing is shining a light on the parts of you that are in the way of what you want. So if the circumstances are showing the absolute opposite, and you feel as though you want to give up because they're showing you the opposite, shift your focus from this is what I don't want to what do I want? Let me lean in further. Sometimes that contrast just helps us make a better informed decision. Because I tried a sorbet flavor that I didn't like, a fruity flavor that I didn't like, it helped me to choose a more rich and savory flavor that I did end up enjoying. So you see how those are kind of opposite on the spectrum of flavor? Contrast is very much like that. If you're seeing a behavior from your specific person that you really don't like, that you're really not satisfied with, all that's doing is amplifying the behaviors you do want to see and encourage in them. If you're experiencing underappreciation or being undervalued at work, all that's doing is pushing you to value yourself and to raise your level of expectation from your circumstances and raise your standards so that you can have what you desire. If you are feeling unhealthy and having complications with your health, all that's doing is telling your inner being, we need to focus on creating that healthy feeling in our body. We need to focus on creating an environment and adopting habits and behaviors and the identity of a healthy person so we can overcome this challenge. That contrast is by design. Having a spoonful of ice cream that you don't enjoy does not mean you can't have a scoopful of ice cream that you do enjoy. It's showing you what is available to you. It's showing you an option. It is guiding you internally to remind you what you want and what you don't want so you can be clearer on what you want. And the clearer that you are on what you desire, and the stronger you hold that vision, the more that you feel the true belief and the faith that you will get it, the easier and quicker it will come into your reality. So keep persisting, keep showing up, keep believing in your vision, and don't let the circumstances bog you down. Thank you again for watching, and I really appreciate you being here today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!